Hey BookTube, Sean here. This will be my second time filming this video because I got something horribly wrong in the last video, and I will talk about that when I get there. And hopefully I can do this shorter now that I've already done it once. You may hear some weird noises. We put cat doors into a couple of the doors today, including the door to my office, because the cats like to be in here with me during the day, and I like to have the door shut. And so one of us is constantly getting up and down to let the cats in or out. So we put a cat door in, and they're playing with it and figuring it out. And I'm in here filming right now, so you may hear it's going on right now. Actually, it's perfect timing, huh? Anyway, so I want to do a quick end of the year TBR. The books that I'm looking at finishing and picking up this year, because a couple of them are in process. I'll be finishing those and hopefully finishing more of them. But yeah, I'm going to be focusing mostly on 2020 book releases this year, because that was one of my goals this year, was to focus more on 2020 releases. Just like next year, I'm going to have the goal of 2021 releases, and hopefully by the end of the week I'm going to have a reading goals video up for 2021. I'm just kind of waiting to see what the Reading Women challenge is going to be this year, and if it's something I want to focus on this next year, because I wanted to this year and this year. So anyway, let's get right into it. I think I can make this video shorter than it was before. I may be talking a little fast. I'm trying to get this done so that I can get it uploaded and up tonight for Vlogmas Day 6, because it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. And we were just busy with installing the cat doors and stuff, and I just couldn't get to filming. So anyway, the stack is right here. So you were making a lot of noise with that. Okay, so How Much of These Hills is Gold by C. Pam Zhang. This is about a Chinese immigrant family in the Old West. The parents have passed away, and the book opens with the father having just passed away, and the mother has predeceased. So the girls have to, the orphan girls now have to, they strike out to find a spot to bury their father. So we go back and forth between the past, what led them to that point, and the present of their adventure and journey to strike out and find a spot to bury their father. I am a little over 100 pages. I'm on page 111 of this. I was reading this earlier this year, and it's just one of the books that I never got finished because I couldn't focus on reading. So I want to finish that. I'm hopefully going to be finishing this in the next day or two, along with Memorial by Brian Washington. I talked about this in my book haul video, which I will link below, but I am almost halfway through this, and I really would like to I want to finish both of these in the first half of this week. So that'll be 2 books down in the first part of December. I also want to... This is what I get for trying to do this quickly. Luster by Raven Lilani. Again, I talked about this in my most recent book haul video, which will be linked below. But this just won the Center for Fiction First Novel Award, so this will now count towards my award winners project. Transcendent Kingdom by Yagyasi. Again, this is in... I don't think I talked about what this was about in that video, though. So I will do a quick little read here, because I really don't know. I've only read a couple of chapters. Gifty is a 6-year PhD candidate in neuroscience at the Stanford University School of Medicine, studying reward-seeking behavior in mice and the neural circuits of depression and addiction. Her brother, Nana, was a gifted high school athlete who died of a heroin overdose after an ankle injury left him hooked on OxyContin. Her suicidal mother is living in her bed. Gifty is determined to discover the scientific basis for the suffering she sees all around her. But even as she turns to the hard sciences to unlock the mystery of her family's losses, she finds herself hungering for her childhood faith and grappling with the evangelical church in which she was raised, whose promise of salvation remains as tantalizing as it is elusive. I've been hearing fantastic things about this book, and if I had stopped my try a chapter thing I was doing with this book, I would still be reading this book. It was Memorial that hooked me more. So that's that. Also, How Much of These Hills is Gold is shortlisted for the Reading Women Award. And that is where I made my mistake in my last video, is I said that I had already read one of the nominees, and that it was Burning by Megha Majumdar, which I had loved. It was not Burning by Megha Majumdar. The other shortlisted book for the Reading Women Award that I have read is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, which won the BookTube prize, which I judged in the final roundup and was my top choice. Again, I loved that book. Absolutely, it is my top book of the year. Of the little books, the few books I've read this year, Girl, Woman, Other is the top. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So another Reading Women Award shortlist book, The Vanishing Half, Britt Bennett. I am going to try and read all 6 books on the Reading Women Award. It will not be this year. I have 3 of the 5 that I have not read on this TBR, and I will get to the other. This is about the Vignez sisters will always be identical, but after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults. It's everything, including their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. Across the country, the other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, although separated by so many miles, and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughter's storylines intersect? Weaving together multiple strands and generations from the deep south to California from the 1950s to the 1990s, The Vanishing Half is at once a riveting, emotional family story and a brilliant exploration of race, gender, and identity, and the lasting influence of the past as it shapes a person's desires and expectations. Again, I've been hearing absolutely fantastic things about this. I'm excited to get to it. I've been wanting to get to it since it came in. And hopefully I'll get to it this month. Oh, you are just going to town on that door. She is playing with her mouse through the door, which is great. It's getting her used to the cat door, but it's also making a lot of noise. She's trying to pull her mouse through the cat door. It is adorable. I wish I could flip the camera from selfie mode to front mode so you could see this. But anyway, Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. This one I should be able to get through pretty quickly because it's written in a screenplay style, and I can read a play pretty fast. But a lot of the dialogue is done like a play script. So. And this is about this just won the National Book Award, so again counts for my book, my award winners project, which I will link that video below. And it is about how Asian Americans are treated in Hollywood. 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This is a mystery book about a murder that happens, and the main character wakes up in a different body every day, has a different person trying to solve the mystery of the murder. I I've heard fantastic things about it. Stuart Turton just released a new book that I'm interested in, but I want to read this one first before I go and pick it up, because I'm trying to curb my just buying authors' books when I haven't read the ones of the author that I own. So there's that. And the other fiction book I'm looking at, I am getting through this faster, is this is just the Amazon page because I was reading the description in the last one. But let me try. It's Against the Loveless World by Susan Abulhawa. And this is a Reading Women Award shortlist book. It's the third one I'm going to try to get to this month. I'm hoping by the end of January I will have read all the 5 books that I haven't read. The award is being announced Wednesday, I think, on their podcast. But it's the one goal I can achieve, and I won't achieve it in 2020, but I will achieve it. As Nahr sits locked away in solitary confinement, she spends her days reflecting on the dramatic events that landed her in prison in a country she barely knows. Born in Kuwait in the 70s, to Palestinian refugees, she dreamed of falling in love with the perfect man, raising children, and possibly opening her own beauty salon. Instead, the man she thinks she loves jilts her after a brief marriage. Her family teeters on the brink of poverty. She's forced to prostitute herself, and the U.S. invasion of Iraq makes her a refugee, as her parents had been. After trekking through another temporary home in Jordan, she lands in Palestine, where she finally makes a home, falls in love, and her destiny unfolds under Israeli occupation. Nahr's subversive humor and moral ambiguity will resonate with fans of My Sister the Serial Killer, which I absolutely loved, and her dark contemporary struggle places her as the perfect sister to Carmen Maria Machado's Her Body and Other Parties, which I have not read. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. That sounds really good. So I'm really looking forward to. I was hoping to have it to show in the video today. Should have come today, but I actually, just as I was about to film, I got a message from Amazon saying that shipping was delayed. So that's the fiction books that I'm focusing on. I have 2 nonfiction books that I want to look at. One I've been reading slowly for a while, and that's Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. This has been all over the place, talking about how the racial structure in America is more like the Indian caste system, the caste system of India or World War II Germany. And I was barely 20 pages into this when I bought her other book, The Warmth of Other Suns. So her writing is fantastic. It's really interesting, and I'm just really taking my time with it. The other nonfiction book that I may try to focus on this month is Fifth Son, a New History of the Aztecs by Camilla Townsend. And this just won the Kundal History Prize just the other day. So it also now counts for the nonfiction side of my award winners project. Again, I'll link that video below. So that's it. That is my end of year TBR. I will not get to all these books. This is just the pile of possibilities that I'm going to be working from. And probably 1 or 2 things on the Kindle too, because I usually read on my Kindle a bit before I go to sleep. So I'll probably work on finishing Shuggie Bain, and maybe 1 or 2 other things, depending on how much reading on my Kindle I do. So anyway, thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new here, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. I'm happy that you found me. If you liked this and want to see more, I do videos on books, I do videos on cross stitch, and I'm currently working on trying to incorporate movie content into the channel, and testing the waters with that. So if any of that interests you and you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, bell notification, best way to know when I post new videos, and I will see you all in the next one.